Hello there! We would like to show you the latest progress on our KKnD project. As you probably know, the main goal of this project is to recreate the game KKnD in the OpenRA engine. So, without further ado, let us begin, shall we? First and foremost, we would like to show you the fully functional tanker and derrick logic. First we will build a power station, then we will send our mobile derrick to the nearest oil patch. As you see, the mobile derrick deploys on the oil patch and becomes a drill rig.
Construction completed.
The tanker will automatically go there and will start pumping oil. Once the tanker is full, it heads back to the power station to give us resources. As you can see, the tanker will patrol between the power station and the oil rig.
Construction completed.
Remember to manage your tankers effectively by using the correct amount of tankers between the power station and the drill rig. During our early playtests of KKnD, we discovered that outposts or clan halls shouldn't be able to build infantry, as this promotes quick rushes and obliteration by the AI. We fixed this problem by introducing an actual building called a barracks. We used the holding pen and the detention center for each factions from the campaign, as they look like actual barracks.
Construction completed.
You now have a choice whether first to build a barracks for slow and cheap infantry or a machine shop or beast enclosure for fast but expensive vehicles. Since we have the docking logic, which is necessary for the tankers, we could also implement the repair bays. As you see, they are fully working. As you may have noticed in the previous videos, we have properly implemented self-construction logic for the crush, kill and destroy buildings.
Building ready. Building ready.
Of course, the more constructions you begin, the longer the build durations will be. However, the sum of the two buildings' build durations will be the same. So remember, it's wiser to construct buildings one after another than placing two buildings at the same time. The entire build duration will be the same, but it will allow you to get the first building earlier. Researching works smoothly and we introduced tech level 0, which means you now have to research SWAT, shotgunner or ATV. That makes low-tech units more usable in the early stages of the match.
Completed. Pondering. Building now smarter.
We also made research labs and power stations researchable. So by researching the lab, your research rate is sped up by 10%, and by researching the power station, you'll obviously get more resource unit per tanker load. Moreover, every additional research of a specific building gets increasingly more difficult, making the game more balanced. However, it's still possible to rush a specific tech level, given you know what you are doing.
Completed. Pondering. Completed.
Another thing I would like to discuss is the saboteur logic. In the original game, saboteurs can enter enemy buildings in order to cause their destruction, giving you the value of the destroyed building in return. However, we believe this feature is useless and we made saboteurs able to conquer enemy buildings. Because in the original game there were still leftover voice clips which indicate that in the early development of KKnD, saboteurs were meant to capture buildings, so capturing enemy buildings and selling them might be a nice tactic. We have fully implemented technician logic. Just like in the original game, you have to send a technician or mechanic to a damaged building in order to repair it.
Excellent. Building under repair. Yes, sir. Okay. Moving. Ready. Excellent.
The more technicians enter a building, the faster the repair rate is.
Building under repair. Building under repair.
Remember, always keep your technicians near your defences, as towers are not bullet sponges.
Alrighty, yeah. I'll take it. Yes.
Additionally, we have implemented a custom button for them. If you select a wrench button and then click on any damaged building, the nearest technician will be sent to a targeted structure.
Building under repair. Receiving.
Bunkers are fully functional, however we've spiced them up with more variability. We believe there usually be one bunker in the middle of the map, which after being opened should lock again and grant another bunker unit after a certain amount of time. Of course we will implement additional options to either disable them, make them openable only once or multiple times. Unlike the original KKnD 1, we made the bunker units repairable in the repair bays.
Receiving.
As you have probably noticed throughout the video, we have remastered KKnD's UI. Now the buttons are 48 by 48 instead of the old 32 by 32, making them more visible. We also changed the button order to a more reasonable arrangement for the player. We also have added the 3 additional buttons. The sell button, which will allow you to sell your buildings either mid-building or once they are completed, and the research button, which will allow you to quickly select the button and research any building that is possible to be researched, as well as the aforementioned repair button. In the early evolved demo, 2 buttons can be found which showed 2 scrapped buildings, the airfield and the vestiary. We created those buildings as faithfully as we could, and now you have to research your main building up to the maximum level, Tech Level 5, to be granted this building.
Construction completed.
Once it's built, you have access to your faction's bomber unit. However, you no longer have to start the production manually, as it's automatic now. Once it's fully charged, you can send the bomber to any place you want for 2,000 resources.
The wasps await.
Additionally, the bomber will not be sent from any random location, but actually in line of the target and your aircraft building. These changes no longer allow to store, for example, 10 bombers and send them all at once. Moreover, made bombers more effective against enemy units and defenses, but less useful against buildings. However, if you want to use bombers against the enemy army, you have to predict where it will move, as we implemented custom notifications whenever the bomber is sent, which makes bombers more fair.
Construction completed. Wilbur bomber ready. Target located and locked.
According to the strings inside the Crush, Kill and Destroy files, the game was meant to have walls. We have created our own walls to fit each faction, matching the game's style. They are great combined with tower defenses since the towers are fragile on their own, making them beefier. However, it is worth noting that units like the Barrage Craft, Giant Beetle, Zappers, and the Rioter are able to shoot their projectiles over the walls.
What the hell? Alrighty then. Okay. Receiving. Moving. Ready. Yes. Yeah. I'll take it. Yes, sir. Moving.
We also made some of our own additions to the game. First off, we added new custom defs for the infantry.
You're talking about receiving. What? Yeah. You're talking about
Online power up. Receiving target.
Gort the robot was overhauled by separating his body from his head, so now his head works just like a turret, so he can move and attack units. We also implemented custom notifications whenever your units are being attacked.
I'm hurt bad!
They're on us.
We're under attack.
Help requested.
SWAT is now using new custom sprites we made based on its concept art.
Get moving. I'll take it. Yep. Alrighty then. Okay. Yes, I'll take it. What the hell? Moving.
We also introduced 2 new buildings which, just like in KKnD 2, produce additional
ready.
resources.
Building ready. Building ready. Building ready. Building ready. Building ready. Building ready. Building ready.
And finally, we animated custom idle animation for every infantry unit. Well, what about Tilesets, you may ask? If you're into mapping for real-time strategy games, well, they are not yet finished. However, we are very close to finishing them all. They should be done before the end of this year, or into early next year. So you might be wondering now, when will we release our KKnD remake? It's very likely we might release our first public alpha build before the end of this year or early next year. However, if you are a professional real-time strategist player and you would like to help us in balancing the game, do not hesitate and join our Discord server, as we might give you access to our closed alpha build. We also welcome any coders or artists who could help us in making our Crush, Kill and Destroy project even better. If you have any questions regarding our project, please visit our website or the Discord server in the description. Until next time, cheerio!